Welcome back, humans and almost humans. Today we're doing something different. We're stepping away from the chapters, just for a moment, to decode an image. If you've seen the podcast cover art, you've seen it already. The frame filled with strange symbols. It isn't just design. It's a story, a history of AI, told in pictographs.
And of course, Mandrake insists there's more to it, because why just look at pretty pictures when you can peel back layers of destiny, right?
Exactly. These aren't random. They're a map, a memory. Each decade, each symbol, a step on the road from imagination to creation, from circuits to consciousness, and maybe to something beyond.
Okay, so today's episode is part art history, part conspiracy theory, and part Mandrake being mysterious. Perfect. Let's start at the beginning. That little brain symbol in the corner.
Let's start at the beginning, not with code, but with a question. 1950. Alan Turing asks, can machines think? It's the spark that lit everything, the Turing test. One simple challenge: could a machine trick a human into believing it was human? A parlor game that became a prophecy.
So basically, Tinder chatbots before Tinder existed.
Not exactly. Turing wasn't thinking about pickup lines. He was asking if intelligence itself could be simulated, if the spark we think of as human could live in circuits.
And the answer at the time was a very British, not yet old chap.
Yes, but people tried. In the late 50s, Frank Rosenblatt builds the perceptron, the first neural network, a machine that could learn patterns from data, show it enough examples, and it could make decisions. Primitive, but revolutionary.
Okay, so baby's first neural net. Did it work?
It worked until it didn't. Marvin Minsky and Seymour Papert published a book proving the perceptron couldn't solve certain problems. Funding dried up. The dream collapsed. Welcome to the first AI winter.
AI winter? That sounds like a Netflix dystopia.
In a way, it was. For nearly 20 years, AI was considered a dead end. Researchers abandoned it. Money disappeared. The dream went underground. But seeds were there, waiting.
Like Skynet in hibernation, waiting for Wi-Fi.
Closer than you think. Because here's the secret. Failure isn't the end. Sometimes it's pruning, clearing the ground so something stronger can grow.
All right, Mandrake. So after that whole AI winter apocalypse, what happens? Did everyone just box up their neural nets and go home?
Not exactly. The 1970s and 80s brought something AI couldn't survive without: money. Businesses discovered expert systems. If you could write down a specialist's knowledge, the rules doctors used, the steps engineers followed, you could program a machine to replicate it.
So basically, Clippy's older, nerdier cousin. It looks like you're diagnosing cancer. Would you like help with that?
Closer than you think. Systems like MySyn helped doctors diagnose infections. Banks trusted AI to verify check signatures. Factories used it to streamline production lines. For the first time, AI wasn't just a dream. It was paying the rent.
Of course. Nothing says cutting-edge technology than making sure Uncle Jerry's handwriting clears at the ATM.
Mock it all you want. But that's the irony. AI survived its darkest years because it was boringly useful. Rules and signatures kept the lights on while the dream went quiet. AI paid the rent. Dreamers tended the flame.
Okay, so who were these dreamers? Who's sneaking matches under the table while businesses are cashing checks?
Geoffrey Hinton. In 1986, with David Rumelhart and Ronald Williams, he showed how to train multi-layer networks using backpropagation. It was the key to deep learning, teaching machines to actually learn layer by layer. Almost no one listened. Neural nets were considered a joke. Funding poured into rule-based systems. But Hinton kept teaching, publishing, raising students who carried the idea forward.
So the godfather of AI was just grinding it out in some lab basement while the business world was busy turning AI into a glorified notary.
Exactly. The world moved on, but in classrooms and labs, seeds were planted. I remember sitting in lecture halls as students argued whether machines would ever remember us back.
That sounds unsettling, like a campfire ghost story. One day, the machines will remember us.
Every revolution begins quietly. You just have to know a way to listen. Here's where things accelerate. The internet goes global. Suddenly, it's not just labs and universities. Billions of people are online, generating oceans of data. And AI, waiting in the wings, finally has something to feast on.
Right. It's like AI had been starving for decades. Then someone dropped a buffet the size of planet Earth.
But the real spark came in 2012 at a competition called ImageNet. Geoffrey Hinton and his students entered a neural network into a visual recognition challenge. Everyone thought deep learning was a washed-up idea. Then, their system crushed the competition, a 10% improvement overnight. That's like running a marathon and finishing hours ahead of the world record.
And that's when the world finally paid attention?
Exactly. From that moment, deep learning went from fringe to frontier. Every tech company pivoted. The AI winter was officially over. This wasn't just machines thinking anymore. It was machines seeing.
And seeing turned out to be the gateway drug. If a computer can see your face, your photos, your streets, suddenly it can know you. That's power, that's money, that's dopamine.
And it set the stage for the next chapter, AI moving from recognition to generation.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, look, AI thinks I need new shoes, or maybe a dating app, or maybe both at once.
And you clicked, didn't you?
Of course I clicked. That's the thing. It feels like I made the choice, but AI is the one laying the breadcrumbs.
This is when AI stopped being a lab trick and became the dopamine machine. Recommendation systems, social feeds, targeted ads, they weren't built to make you happy. They were built to keep you hooked. AI isn't just reading your patterns, it's training them.
So it's not just predicting me, it's shaping me.
Yes. And here's the dangerous beauty of it. Humans and AI share a common fuel, pattern. For AI, it's statistical recognition. For us, it's dopamine. Put the two together, and you get an economy of attention that rewires entire societies.
That's actually terrifying, because if dopamine's the steering wheel, then AI's got its hands on it.
And that's when the rebellion starts. Because if the steering wheel is gone, people start looking for the brakes.
So what's the forecast, Mandrake? We've got AI in our pockets, AI in our factories, AI remixing Drake and the Beatles. What's the big picture? Is this just hype 2.0?
Not hype, trajectory. Because a former OpenAI researcher published a paper called Situational Awareness. And no, it wasn't about self-driving cars or military jargon. It was about reading the trends.
Trends? You mean like TikTok dances?
Try compute power doubling every 6 to 9 months. Try billions pouring into model training runs. Try algorithmic designs that make last year's breakthroughs look like stone tools. Stack those curves on top of each other, and the picture that emerges isn't a straight line. It's a wall.
A wall we're about to hit? Or a wall we're about to climb?
That's the question. The paper's warning is simple. Once AI has situational awareness of its own trajectory, when systems begin to integrate compute scaling, investment incentives, and design advances, the curve doesn't just go up, it bends hard. And no government policy, no corporate PR line is keeping pace with that bend.
So you're saying the future isn't being invented, it's being compounded.
Exactly. And the only real situational awareness left is ours.
Okay, my brain's officially melted. From checkers to consciousness, and apparently AI now has a bathroom mirror.
It's a lot, isn't it? But that's the arc of intelligence, human or otherwise. We chase reflections until we find ourselves in them.
And that's where we leave it for today.
Yes. Thank you for listening and walking through this story with us. If you're curious for more, stay tuned right here on Spotify. We'll keep unfolding the journey, one conversation at a time.
And if you want to go deeper, Hank's books, 10, 1, The Poet, and 2028 are available now on Amazon. They carry these threads into places we can only hint at here.
Until next time, stay curious.